So this duster right here, power duster is a beast. Sunshine, 550 watts, very powerful. I use this pretty much for all my electronics or anything I need to dust, and I don't want to go the hoops and boundaries of buying disposable cans, of reusing them, rebuying them, all those kind of things. It has all the horsepower I need, and this thing is pretty heavy. Something I keep in mind. I can't really say how heavy this is. Maybe 4 pounds, 5 pounds in my hand, but it's a pretty hefty thing. This is the white version, and you get a couple things included. You get this nozzle right here. You get a more fine pointed nozzle, finer tip, or I guess more direct tip. You have a more fanned out tip. You have the instructions, a little brush, right? And you have the filters and another brush. So it comes pretty much with everything you would need. And you can see right here, there's a filter on the bottom. This is very strong. And you can see right here, electric air duster. When you are using this, just be careful what you have already plugged in the wall. You don't want to be sharing the same plug with something else that's high voltage pulling, because it could be very, very, very disturbing to your electrical currents or watts or whatever. Now for the sound test. Pretty loud. And as you see against this wall, a light shoots out, a light comes on when you press the on button. So if you're doing this in the dark, it works really well. And let's look at this for example right here. Now I'm very close up. This is kind of dusty, or this wall is kind of dusty, and that's the example I'm going to use. Now if I go up really close, it'll blast this everywhere, but I can shoot this from far away and it'll actually dust this, all these cobwebs and stuff. You see how it just blows all that webbing around? It's very powerful. So if you're using this with electronics, of course, be more delicate. You don't want to be close up to your electronics. You'll have all the dust go everywhere. But I'll show you what it looks like dusting a little keyboard in just a second. So if you look at this portable Bluetooth keyboard, you can see all the dust has accumulated on this keyboard. And I'll use this to blow this out. It'll be very powerful. You can see how fast this is. Now, ideally, you should have this aerated, maybe a door open or fans or something, because you don't want the dust to accumulate everywhere. But for this example, I'll just shoot this real quick. So you can see all the dust right there. And you see most of it's already been blitzed off. So you have keyboards in your office or in your room and you want to blow out the dust, take out the keyboard, put it somewhere outside and blow it. In this example, obviously I'm doing indoors, but it's just too noisy outside to hear it. So here's another keyboard I have that I use daily, that has all this dirt, debris, food, crumbs, dust, nasty caked up buildup. And we'll use the Sunshine air duster to blow out some of the stuff. And you'll see that I don't need that much power. I don't need to go all up in there just to blow it out. But as you see, this is very caked up and nasty, and the duster should do very well with this. The way I blew out the dust on this keyboard is not the most ideal, because I'm filming with one hand and trying to blow out with the other hand. So again, it's not the most ideal, but for the most part, most of the dust is gone. Everything else you see on the keyboard is just the dirt and pretty much stains on the keyboard, which are nasty, but all the dust and dirt underneath are gone. So with something like this, a computer tower setup, if you're using this for electronics, you gotta be careful. You don't want to hold this in here and start blowing right away. Or obviously the computer will be off, but you're not going to hold it this close and blow it. You're going to have to tape all the fans up and make sure you're blowing at an angle or at a distance, so you're not just having all the dust accumulate in one area and causing static issues everywhere. So just be very careful when you're blowing these electronics. Take your time. And it doesn't have to be for electronics. You can use this for maybe a car or something, when you're blowing dust in your interior. So this is very versatile, and I've enjoyed using this and having this. I stopped using the air compressor cans, those consumable ones, because this kind of does the job, and it's super powerful.